Imagine pinpointing your student's location while at school.
It'll be a reality at 2 Northside schools next year. The district has approved a tracking device for students. Joe Conger joins us live from NISD headquarters with the story. Joe?
Deborah, that's right. For about $10 to $15, these students will be able to get an ID that acts kind of like GPS for teachers and administrators.
Every parent wants us to know where their child is at school.
The 1,200 Cougars at Jones Middle School are about to get tagged.
It's going to give us the opportunity to track our students in the building.
Northside School District is piloting a program in the fall here and at Jay High School, a program that tracks students' movement through the halls and classrooms by radio frequency technology.
They may have been in the nurse's office, the counseling office, vice principal's office, but they were marked absent from the classroom because they weren't sitting in the classroom. So it will help us have a more accurate count of our attendance.
And attendance is everything. The district loses $175,000 a day in state funding because of tardy or absent kids. Tracking the ones that just didn't make it to first period may be a big payoff. And the RFID chip promises to be student user-friendly too.
Not just locating a student, but also checking out books out of the library, getting your food out of the cafeteria, access to a computer lab, etc.
I'm excited about that. It's almost like having a college ID again.
Despite a startup cost of more than $500,000, Northside officials say the chips implanted in the students' ID badges will pay for themselves. The district bean counters expect to gain more than $250,000 in attendance revenue from the state and more than $1 million from Medicaid because the district will be tracking special needs kids too. And Big Brother will have his limitations because that tracking will not be able to happen outside of the walls of those campus buildings or on those special needs buses. Reporting live, Joe Conger, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Photo ID puts students in danger. Tomorrow, the Northside Independent School District is launching a new pilot program putting microchips in student IDs.
It's causing some controversy, and News 4 WOAI's Darlene Dorsey is here to explain, Darlene. Yeah, Jacqueline, we talked to a parent who would rather keep his daughter out of school tomorrow if it means students will be forced to wear a new tracking ID tag.
This is my new badge.
Andrea Hernandez says she and other teens are going to be rebels. Starting tomorrow, about 4,000 students at John Jay High School and Anson Jones Middle School must wear a new and controversial photo ID called the Radio Frequency Identification System. It tracks students while they're on campus. Some call it a spy chip. Andrea says many students just won't wear it.
I know that there's kids who will, hey man, can you hold this? I'm going to go across the street to go get top.
She said others might stick it in a locker to avoid monitoring.
NISD is a school district, they're not a government. And they need to understand that.
Stephen Hernandez won't force his daughter to wear the new ID. According to NISD, the new microchip ID is for student safety and to check attendance. We're told both John Jay and Anson Middle School have poor attendance records, and if those records improve, the district could gain about $2 million in state funding.
It comes down to money. It's not about the safety and security of students, ultimately.
This parent from Dallas is part of a group organizing a protest tomorrow. They're making signs and have support from a national radio host, Catherine Albrecht. I spoke with her by phone, and she's written books blasting the RFID system. Those tags don't turn off when students leave school, which makes parents wonder about predators.
When the smartphone's in, you can use the option to use your locator, but this, I can't turn it off.
Now, I spokesman that system won't be completely set up until the end of September. Tomorrow morning and again at 3 p.m., protesters will be in front of Anson Jones Middle School to let parents know all about the microchip IDs. Darlene Dorsey, News 4 WOAI.
Thank you, Darlene.
Well, it's that time of the day again. Time to check in with our web team and see what they're working on. RT's web producer Andrew Blake is in the newsroom again to tell us what he's got cooking. What is up, man?
Hi, Abby. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I got a question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you know how much the average CEO makes in America?
$10 million.
Huh, I see someone was on rt.com/USA today.
You know it.
So for our viewers on the web and watching at home right now, go to our website, read all about the study that came out today by Associated Press. We talk about how corporate CEOs are making, if you ask me, too much money. I don't make that much. And I mean, look at me. I'm clearly a big shot. Also, we have school district down in Texas is going to start monitoring their children's with microchips. So it's a little goofy. So you go read about that one. We got stories. We got stories. We got stories. You go read them all. RT.com/USA. You can follow us on Twitter. And just, you know, have a nice weekend, Abby, okay?
Thank you, you too, man. I don't know how good it could be with that microchipping story, but I'll try.
Okay.
That was RT web producer Andrew Blake with a preview of what's trending today on our website.
Kids, the latest to be tracked with GPS technology. They're doing rollouts in 9 schools here in Austin, Texas, where I live, as well as in San Antonio, Dallas, La Jolla. And this has already been done in places all across the country. They're going to carry a cell phone-like device that registers a GPS signal tracking each of the 1,700 students in this particular program at several intervals throughout the day. It registers them with a quote-unquote mentor who's going to check in with them and make sure they're doing what they're told. All of this erodes parental rights, not only to indoctrinate your kids with actual facts and knowledge from actual books instead of from government institutions with watered-down Big Brother rewritten history versions, but also to physically track you and treat you what public schools have long already felt like, well, a prison, where they also track prisoners. Of course, many of the prisoners out on parole and other release programs have already been forced to wear GPS bracelets, ankle bracelets, and the like. And now basically the other vulnerable populations, like students, are being met with this as well. You've seen them also push it with the elderly, who they say, you know, they could have loss of memory, they could have dementia, what have you, and get lost. And that's a way to find them again and keep everyone safe. Everything must be accepted because of safety. Well, we know what Benjamin Franklin said about that. Those who give up their essential liberty for safety will, of course, get neither. And Paul Watson adds to his report on the GPS tracking device how they've already put private surveillance cameras into homes in the UK. There was the episode of the school district in Pennsylvania where the laptops were spying on kids in their homes. Oh, why? To make sure they were eating right? To make sure they were doing their homework? This is getting really creepy, folks. We've got to say no to this, but instead it's just another step in keeping everyone safe. No big deal. All the parents signed off. Everyone has permission.
You are more than a number. You are the youth. You are young. You have so much potential. Who do we belong to that we got to get inventoried and tracked? We don't. You should take your ID tags and chuck them down the trash.